Saving green.
Saving green, be the team.
Yeah.
We them ninjas. Saving green, be the team. We them ninjas.
I'm so used to filling up diesel fuel, but this bad boy takes regular fuel. None of that ninja fuel. What's going on, all my lawn care ninjas? What is going on this Pump Monday? Pump Monday it is. I hope all you ninjas are doing good on this beautiful Pump Monday. Today, we're riding solo. As you can see, we're riding solo. Well, what's going on? But Nick, what's going on, Nick? Don't give me that, but Nick. No call, no show. Well, we're riding solo for the time being. So Busy Bee is at school. He will be meeting me here shortly, a little later, but the new ninja that was supposed to be starting, well, I was planning on having him start today or maybe tomorrow, but he's supposed to be in touch with me this last Sunday, which was yesterday, and I never heard from him. So it's actually a guy I know, so we're pretty cool. I just think it's funny how he calls, tells me he needs a job and says, hey, I'll call you, let's meet Sunday. Great, and then no call, no show. He didn't show up, didn't call, nothing. So maybe he found another job, or maybe he changed his mind, I don't know. But I've been going solo all morning, just knocking them out. Stopped at the Ninja gas station, of course, to fill this bad boy up. This thing that's getting 9 miles a gallon, which is terrible. But it was kind of weird, to be honest with you. I haven't filled up regular fuel in a gas truck for a long time now. It's always been tiny with Ninja fuel, you know what I'm saying? Look at that, ninjas. Look who showed up and is already trying to do a little strip move. Look at that.
Might as well.
Yeah, welcome back, Busy Bee.
Oh, thank you.
All right, well, we'll talk to Busy Bee here in a minute, ninjas, when we get done with these 2 yards. This is the 2 where he does one and I do the other. They're side by side. That sounded wrong, didn't it?
A little bit.
Busy Bee, where you been, man?
I've been at college this morning.
Been at college, so how'd it go?
It went pretty good.
So what was the first day like?
It was like,
Well, what'd you guys do?
We didn't really do much, nothing there, and just talk.
Really? What'd you talk about?
Just how he's going to do classes with this coronavirus.
Pulling the answers out of this guy is like, I don't know. Anyway, so you talked about the classes?
Yeah, how he's going to set them up with this COVID stuff going around.
How's he going to set them up?
Mondays and Thursdays I'll be off, and then, or online, then Tuesday and Wednesdays will be like an in-lab type kind of thing.
Cool, man. So what's basic? You're going to be basically working on a unit?
Yeah, just hands-on, teach
like,
us how to do
like
it.
He's going to, you know, make it not work and try to see you feel fit.
Show us how to do it and then tear it up and see if we can do it.
Interesting. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes for you.
Yeah, hopefully it goes good.
Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
Give me your honest opinion. What you think about no call, no show? Want the job until they get the job, they get the job, they don't want the job.
I don't like people like that.
Yeah? I don't think so. I don't think I like it either. But I mean, you've watched the videos for a while now. You've seen I go through that quite a bit, right?
Yeah,
I think everybody does in this industry, probably in any business, really. But
it happens.
It happens, right? You know how many people were doubting you?
Probably a bunch.
Yeah. I don't have enough fingers, except one. So there's a little bit right there in the corner. But look at down there where it was a big amount. It's completely gone. Very interesting. But let's go look down here. There's a little spot right here. Still some crabgrass.
Saving green.
Saving green be the team. We them ninjas, we them ninjas. Saving green be the team. We them ninjas, we them ninjas.
We them ninjas, we them ninjas.
But I just wanted to show you, look how dry some of the yards still are, even though we've had plenty of rain within the last 2 weeks. The rain hasn't been like steady non-stop, but it seems like every day it's been for 20-30 minutes. Now some yards weren't, not all the yards are like this. Some of them actually are decent looking, but this one, he was kicking up a lot of dust. But anyway, this is that yard where we have to pop wheelies, basically. Pop a wheelie on this one side of the mower on the mulch to get into this little area to get to the backyard. Not to mention the 52 actually fits in perfectly right here, because there's no way a 61 would fit in here. When you get a no call, no show, what do you do? Well, first of all, I've been in business now. This is my 11th season, okay? And I've learned a lot in my 11 years in this business. And for those of you who may be new to the channel, I have had 2 full-time crews that have been going non-stop for about a year and a half, maybe 2. And I was very, very stressed out. I was stressed out because a lot of times they wouldn't show up. So that's one thing. The other thing is it can affect the whole team. So if they're used to certain people being there and all of a sudden a couple guys start calling in, they're just not themselves, they're not feeling it anymore like they used to, it brings the whole energy down, ninjas, to the whole team. So if you are in that position or you're thinking about getting to that second crew, if you start having a person that's calling in and playing a bunch of games, you need to get rid of them real quickly, because what's the old saying, ninjas? When you have a bad, rotten apple and it sits right next to all the other good apples, all those other apples will start to rot too. And it is so true. So that's number one. Number two, I had a whole lot more accounts, so I really needed 2 crews. And it was very stressful on me, period. So when not everybody showed up, I would have to fill in, of course. And that would change the whole schedule for me if I had other plans, whether it be I was quoting more yards or whatever I was doing. Let's go in the truck and talk. It's really, really tough in this industry, at least in lawn care, to try to really grow and get to that next level. Of course, you can't do it without guys, and it's really hard. So, I mean, a lot of people are successful at finding the right people, and that's great for them. I'm happy, but I'm sure they've gone through their challenges. And then you're gonna find people who steal from you, people who don't care for your equipment. Those are challenges in its own as well. I've had, I'm gonna share later on Instagram one of the pictures in one of my older trucks. I don't have that truck anymore, but it was by a couple of my employees who actually damaged my truck. They stopped caring for my equipment or for my yards. They would ride the clock until I finally busted them. I put chips on all my trucks, but they damaged, so they literally ran my mower into the truck. Literally, it was a sit-down mower, and they ran the freaking mower into my truck. They lied about it. They said that it wasn't like that when they pulled up at a yard. They went to the backyard to weed eat. When they came back, it was like that. At the time, I was so upset and mad. I mean, this was some serious damage to my equipment, to my truck. I mean, it was bad. It was. So if you go to Instagram on sg_ninjas_official, I will have a picture posted probably before this video goes up, and you will see what I'm talking about. It was a regular cab truck, and it was in the corner of the driver side door and the bed, and the whole bed was actually bent inward. It was shot. It was pretty bad. It was a severe amount of damage, actually. And then, you know, I went through there, I drove around, I was like trying to figure this out because I felt like something wasn't right about it. at that time they already had a couple of strikes with me, you know, where I busted them riding the clock and stuff. So anyway, the whole point is, you know, trust thing is a big one, and it's really hard. And something just told me out of the blue, I don't even know, maybe I was talking to somebody over the phone and they jokingly said it or something, I can't really remember, but something told me go try to put, and this was the turfy, when I had the turfy, go try to line the wheel, the front caster wheel, and see if it'll match with the actual dent. And so one day, like a couple days later, I was at home, I was like, let me just look at this. So I took the turfy off the trailer, and I pulled it around and it got up right to that dent on the truck, and perfect match. Perfect match. So I ended up, of course, cutting back on yards. I ended up going back, me being in the truck. Those two guys got fired, and for lying. I mean, accidents can happen, and I have no problem with that, but what got them fired is the fact that they lied. Good luck with that, you know. And then, of course, the whole call-in, you know, no call, no shows, or they're running late. It'll play a big factor on, and it affects everything, ninjas. It affects the whole mood in the truck with other guys who are working for you. It affects your energy. It can literally transition that whole energy onto you. And then next thing you know, you don't even realize that you're throwing off that vibe of stress and anger and frustration onto your customers. And they will see that when they come out there and talk to you. People can tell. So anyway, it's just, we're out of here. All good?
Yep.
So you got the whole top of the patio? Yeah. On that, okay. I'm not saying you can't find good people out there. I mean, look at Busy Bee. A class act young man, you know, he's trying to do his own thing and trying to finish for what he's wanting to do in life, but at the same time he respects the position. He respects the fact that I have given him a job. Are you making good money, Busy Bee? Are you happy with what the money you're making for considering the work that you're doing? Yeah. Okay, you know, and I'm happy with him as well. So you can find good people, and Busy Bee's not the only guy that's actually been a really good guide to me. I've had several good guys over the course of the last 11 years. But I'm not gonna lie to you, and I didn't do YouTube before. I only had started YouTube about 2-3 years ago. So you guys, some of you ninjas may have seen some of these guys who were good and bad during the whole YouTube, but I've come across a lot of good guys and a lot of bad guys way before YouTube. Oh, that sun is bright. So, you know, you will go through a bunch of people, and sometimes you have to go through a bunch of rotten apples to find a good one. That's just part of it. You just need to find somebody. If you're looking for a guy to help you, I say some of the key things for you to look for is someone who's respectful, someone who is willing to listen and has no problem being told what to do. I always try to explain to everybody that works for me, you know, I'm telling you what to do, not because necessarily, even though I am the boss and I should have that right, but I'm not telling you what to do because I want to tell you what to do. I'm telling you what to do because I know that's what my customers expect. So people, you know, for someone, if you're looking for someone to help you, definitely respectful and has no problem being told what to do. And just communication, man. Communication is the key to everything. I always say this, but so many people, they say they understand and they just don't do it. You have to have communication. Life is life, and you know, if they work for you, this is not their life. They have a life outside of work, and things can come up, whether it's personal, whether it's family, whether it's health, whatever it may be. And all I ask is, you know, just to communicate. Just let me know. It's not a big deal. There's nothing wrong with something coming up and, you know, you're gonna be a few minutes late, or maybe you can't even work that day. But it's so important just to communicate. And maybe you've changed your mind and you want to do something else because this is not something you want to do anymore, and you want to go into a different field. You know, be respectful for the position that you have been given. And all I ask is for communication. Give me a week's notice, at least 2 preferably, but at least a week's notice. You know, give me a heads up so that way I can coordinate and work around and try to figure out something, so you don't leave anybody just high and dry like that. You know, I always tell that to everybody, and I tell it to them just the way I'm telling you right now, very respectfully, very nice. Have I not even told you that?
Yeah.
We've had this conversation many, many times. And, you know, they all seem to understand. And then at the end, when that time comes and they're ready to move on, and or something happened, they don't like the job, or some other opportunity came up, they just don't do it. They don't do it. They all, it's like, I don't know if it's the fear of confrontation, of just, well, you know, if I freaking tell him in his face he's not gonna like it, then I'm gonna, you know, get into that situation of back and forth talking, and it's gonna be uncomfortable. A lot of people, I guess, are uncomfortable, but it would never be like that, especially if you're good at your job. So if Busy Bee just came to me, for example, and said, you know, I'm quitting, of course I'm gonna ask why, what's up. And if he, let's just say he says, you know, a different opportunity came about, I'm gonna be sad. You know, I'm gonna be sad because he's good at his job and we get along great and we have great chemistry. We joke a lot, we talk a lot about things. We, you know, he does great on his job. He knows what he's doing, and if he does miss something or something that he didn't get, he has no problem when I tell him, hey, you know, go grab a weed eater again, you missed the spot or something, no problem. So I would be sad, but I wouldn't be angry, I wouldn't be mad. I would actually respect the fact that he has the guts to walk up to me in my face and just say, hey Nick, you know, I'm sorry for such short notice, but I gotta go. One of the worst things they can do, or Busy Bee for this matter, just an example, could do, is just decide to not show up, period, and never communicate with me again and just disappear. And that has happened. I've had guys, a lot of you ninjas know, who've watched me for a while, I've had guys who literally have walked off the job and just made me freak out thinking that something happened to them. And I've had definitely plenty of guys who just refused to communicate at all, and they would just stop coming in. But then when that payday comes around, they definitely have the balls to text you and say, hey, you know, can I come pick up my last check? So one of the things I do, if they screw me, if anybody ever like doesn't give me a week's notice, or at least to my face tells me and say, hey, you know, I'm sorry, you know, short notice, but this is what's going on. If they just disappear, then I disappear. I don't want anything to do with them. I still owe them their hours for whatever hours they may have had for that week, but I don't really want to communicate with them. I don't really want to see them. And you know, they don't get that luxury of trying to come pick up their check. I will mail them their check, and I always do that. But anyway, that's what I do. So I just wanted to share that with you. You know, get ready for that. And if that's where you're headed, really think about it. How bad do you want to grow this business, and how big do you want to get? It's very important. It's all nice when you're first starting out. I mean, I remember when I was first starting out, you're trying to land all these accounts, you're trying to get all these jobs, you're trying to get as much as you can, because you're trying to get this thing rolling. You're trying to get this thing to actually work, so you can start to generate some serious money and actually turn it into a functional, successful, profitable business. But you really have to ask yourself, what are the lengths that you're trying to go and do, and what are you willing to do, and the risks that you're willing to take. And I'm all about risks. But you know, I have learned a lot, and like I said, in these last 11 years, I have learned that you really can't depend on anybody but yourself, period. And because this is not their business, this is yours. And if you get a bunch of guys and now you've got all these yards, and all of a sudden they all decide to quit on you and not show up, and you know, the problem is yours, not theirs. And that is, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it sucks that they did you that way, but at the end of the day, it is not their business. It's not their problem. It's your problem. It's your business. You need to handle it and deal with it. And you know, reputation is key, as we all know, I think. So you're gonna have a very challenging time to keeping your reputation with your clients, because clients don't care about that, and they shouldn't. It's not their job neither. You know, they've agreed on a price, they're paying you, they expect you to show up and do a job. That's it. So anyway, how'd that sound?
Sound pretty good.
Sound pretty good?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Everything that I said?
Doesn't make sense to me.
All right, so Busy Bee, when you finish the whole AC stuff, are you gonna work for a company? You're gonna, at some point, I'm sure you're gonna work for a company at first, but do you ever think of starting your own thing?
Yeah, I've thought about it. I want to try to work for somebody and save some money up.
and then maybe
Try to
open
work
your
my
own.
way into my own.
What would it be called? Busy Bees AC?
Might as well just call it that.
Watch, we're playing right now, but a few years from now, you're gonna see Busy Bees, heat and air. We're gonna call Acorn, and I'm gonna record the phone conversation and see what he says. Why he didn't reach out to me. Maybe he found a job. I'm just curious. I think it'll be fun to conclude the video like that, so stay tuned. Acorn!
Hey,
What happened to you Sunday? Never heard from you.
I didn't hear from you. I thought you were gonna call me.
I thought you were gonna call me.
Hey, I'm off tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to check in because I didn't hear from you, but maybe we had a misunderstanding, but no big deal. I'll have the paperwork on me, and then I'll shoot you a text or a call, and then we'll coordinate and see where we can meet.
Okay.
Sound good?
All right, that'll work.
All right, buddy.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right.
Have a good one.
Okay.
So what you think about that, Busy Bee? Misunderstanding?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't know. Maybe it was. I don't recall saying that I would call him. Do you recall me saying that?
No, I don't remember.
I could have sworn I said, hey, touch base with me Sunday, but it could have been a misunderstanding. I don't know. So we'll see how tomorrow turns out, and then just stay tuned.
Guess we'll see.
Guess we'll see. Busy Bee's happy we're done. He's all the way here just talking about dinner.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry.
Well, I'm getting hungry. When am I gonna eat my neck? I want some chicken.